Alright, how's it going, guys? Today I've built another MOC. This time it's something a little bit different. As you can tell, it's an airplane. Not a very modern one, that is, because as you can tell it does have props instead of jets. This is actually a classic from the 1930s/1940s. It's a Lockheed Constellation in the Trans World Airlines airline, of course. It's a very iconic plane, made in the USA, of course. Here's the front. This is a pretty large MOC too. I'm just gonna stand up and give you a overview of it. As you can tell, it's pretty big. It's 8 studs wide. Ground view. Here's the landing gear. It's like a minifig height review. Point of view of like a minifigure right here. So yeah, as I said, 4 props. The back here, the tail has triple vertical stabilizers. Of course, the wings. You have the fuel tanks on the side, which was what Trans World Airlines did on their Lockheed Constellations. And this plane was used in the military. I believe it was the C-121 Constellation, which is the Air Force cargo variant. They no longer use these planes, but I have seen a bunch of them in like museums and stuff. So I want to replicate one here. I think it came out pretty nice. I just threw on a little USA flag there. I don't know, I just had it laying around. I decided to stick it on there. Of course, the landing gear, as I said. There's the cockpit. It's kind of like how I did that, kind of angled these pieces here to kind of shape the nose. So you can tell it came out pretty nice. It holds about 20 minifigures. So let me just show you the entries now. There's one there on the rear and on this side. On this side on the rear there is no door. It was just kind of in the way of the galley that I put in the back, so I just left it out. I figured 3 entrances was enough. So let's take a look at one of the functions I've included, which was retractable landing gear. All 3 gear retract, as you can tell, and it's pretty decent. Doesn't go up as much as I would like it to, but it's still pretty nice. So that's what it looks like with the gear up. Let's put this thing back down so I can show you the interior now. And the front gear is a little bit further back than I wanted it. As you can tell, it's supposed to be a little bit higher up front, closer to the nose, but no big deal. As you can see, I have a landing light on the gear, light on the top, and the flashers on both sides. As you can see, I have the cable running from the cabinet to the stabilizers in the back, which is what you see on a lot of older planes. So let's take this thing apart and I'll show you the inside first. I'll take this off, and then I just pull this top piece off. There we go. I put some minifigures inside already, but here's the first entry. I know the door doesn't actually swivel or anything open, it just comes right out like that. That's how I did it. No, special mechanism or anything. Again, this is my first aircraft that I've made, so I'm still getting used to them. There's a little, I guess you can say, stove. It was really meant to put your baggage in, but doesn't matter. There's a sink right there. Here's the cockpit, 2 captains, some controls. I know those are steering wheels, but I don't really have a smaller piece that kind of fits the shape of the yoke, so I just use that. But it's fine. The other side, of course, opens the same way. Just comes right out like that. And this plane without the top, it kind of moves back like it's gonna fall. Like if I don't hold it, probably see it's like falling back because there's a lot of weight on the tail. But anyway, here's the first class. And yes, first I'm just gonna point this out. I did put TVs in there just for the heck of it. I know when these things came out, there was no TVs in aircraft, but I wanted to put it in there anyway. So my little table here fell down, but that's fine. So 6 in the first class, and again another TV, and I believe that's 14 in the economy class. And back here is the galley. As you can see, some frying pan and a pot on top of there. And back here you have the rear bathroom, which didn't come out as good as I wanted to. It's kind of high. A minifigure can't really fit in there too well, but it's no big deal. At least it has one. In the back, I just kind of decided to keep this hollow because, again, as I said, a lot of the weight was to the back of the tail, so this thing was tipping. So I kind of wanted to reduce as much weight in the tail as possible. And yes, there's a window for the bathroom. There usually isn't, but I just put it in there anyway. So if I go ahead and put this thing back on, hopefully I can get it on right. So there you go. That's the entire plane. Looks pretty cool. And the easiest way to identify one of these things in real life is just the shape of the fuselage. As you can see how it kind of curves at the top. And I think that came out really good. Actually better than I expected. So as you can tell, you got that nice curve at the top. Just looks just like a real constellation. So it looks great. Really happy with the way it came out. And that's pretty much it. So there is the Lockheed Constellation MOC. As you can tell, I didn't use any like fancy curved pieces. I just used standard plates to kind of shape that out. And the same with the bottom here. See how I did that? And it came out nice. So I'll be making more aircraft in the future now. It's something a little bit different than the stuff I usually do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and watch out for my future videos.